It only gets crazier. It only gets crazier by the day. You got Kelsey Plum exposing the reason that Caitlin Clark is so hated by all of these WNBA players is because she's popular and she's white. This is crazy. We got to get why she was treated the way she was treated. Why Caitlin Clark is being treated the way she's been treated after doing everything to change these.
What's unfolding right now has become one of the most talked about stories in women's basketball, and it's raising serious questions about the way Caitlin Clark has been treated since entering the league. The conversation has moved far beyond ordinary on-court competition, and the spotlight is now shining on issues that many fans believe have been ignored for far too long. Instead of coming from anonymous rumors or behind-the-scenes speculation, the latest debate gained momentum after Kelsey Plum made candid public remarks that immediately captured the attention of basketball fans everywhere. As the conversation continues to grow, the pressure surrounding the league has reached another level. Every new comment, every controversial moment, and every public reaction is being analyzed more closely than ever before. What once seemed like isolated incidents has evolved into one of the biggest storylines in professional basketball, leaving fans wondering what comes next and whether the league can quiet the growing controversy anytime soon.
I definitely think the expectations of being a number one pick are brutal, especially if you have any type of hype or like media coming out of college. They're just brutal. And then I don't think it helps being a 5'8" white girl coming into the league with 85% black women that want to take your head off. Like, just straight up, right? Like, that's just what it is. And I didn't know. Me, happy-go-lucky, walking into the locker room like, hey, like, I didn't know. I learned the hard way. But that's real. That's what it is. And I think that it would have been better in some ways because I would have been a little bit more under the radar. But in other ways, I definitely think that, having that type of struggle and adversity has prepared me for the moment I'm in now.
No question.
To understand why Kelsey Plum's comments have generated so much attention, it helps to look at the broader debate that has been building throughout the season. As Caitlin Clark's popularity continued to soar, conversations around her treatment on the court became impossible to ignore. Instead of focusing only on the league's rapid growth and record-breaking interest, fans and analysts increasingly questioned whether the physical style of play and officiating surrounding Clark was being handled consistently. According to many observers, frustration had been building for months as controversial moments continued to pile up. Critics argued that repeated hard fouls, missed calls, and inconsistent officiating created the perception that Clark was facing a different standard than many of her peers. Whether that perception is entirely accurate remains a matter of debate, but it has undeniably become one of the league's biggest talking points. As these questions continue to circulate, the spotlight on the Wnba has only grown brighter. Every controversial whistle, every physical confrontation, and every post-game comment now fuels even greater discussion, turning what once appeared to be isolated moments into a league-wide debate that shows no signs of slowing down.
And adversity has prepared me for the moment I'm in now.
So she let it be known. When you come in here and you're white and you're popular, you got media. Oh, no, they don't like that. And the type of media Kelsey Plum had in comparison to Caitlin Clark is nothing. So that's why you see all the vitriol, all the hate, all the jealousy. That's why you see it. It oozes through their pores. And she let it be known. She somewhat dealt with this firsthand. She was the NCAA all-time leading scorer before Caitlin Clark broke her record. She came into the league with some level of clout. Not nearly to the level of what Caitlin Clark did, but even she went through what she went through. So you can already know what Caitlin Clark is dealing with all of these women hating. You had Cheryl Swoops and a bunch of people taking shots and hating on her from the door before she even got there. Lexi Brown, Cheryl Swoops, all of this stuff, Diana Taurasi. And Kelsey Plum is putting it out there. If you're white and you're popular, they hate you. They hate you, bro. And the fact that, and also, her and Caitlin Clark are also.
Many expected players to stay quiet and stick to the usual talking points, but that expectation was challenged when Kelsey Plum spoke candidly during a public appearance. Rather than delivering carefully rehearsed answers, she offered remarks that quickly became one of the biggest talking points in the basketball world. Her comments gave fresh momentum to an already intense discussion surrounding Caitlin Clark, officiating, and the league's handling of recent controversies. The response was immediate. Sports shows, podcasts, and online commentators began dissecting every word, with many asking whether her willingness to speak openly signaled a larger shift in how players are discussing league-wide issues. What had already been a major storyline suddenly became an even bigger conversation, drawing attention from viewers well beyond the WNBA's core audience. Whether people agreed with Plum's perspective or not, one thing became clear. Her comments intensified an ongoing debate that shows no signs of fading. Every new game, controversial call, and public statement is now examined more closely than ever, keeping the spotlight firmly on the league and fueling continued discussion about its future.
The worst people to have pick award winners, all-stars, are the players. They're too invested. They're jealous. Can you hear this? Is this on? Players are jealous of each other. If you think this is just Caitlin Clark, I got news for you. In 2017, the NBA said, all right, let's let the players vote on the All-Star in the NBA. Let's let the players vote as well. Fans, media, and players. Kelvin, can I give you the number?
Yep.
324 players cast a vote in 2017 for the All-Star game, the first time ever the players voted for the All-Star game. LeBron James, 128 players did not vote for LeBron James.
The players be hating. The players just be hating, man. I mean, I'm sure it happens in other leagues, because I remember situations in the NBA where it happened. I feel like this whole Caitlin Clark thing be on another level, though, man. For real, for real.
They're jealous of each other. And every chance they get to screw each other, they will do it. Over pettiness. It was a pause.
That was a pause. I was going to let it ride.
The growing controversy is also drawing attention to the business side of the league. Over the past year, the WNBA has experienced remarkable momentum, with higher television ratings, increased attendance, major sponsorship agreements, and expanded media coverage, fueling optimism about the league's future. That success has created enormous expectations, making every major controversy even more significant. Whether these ongoing debates ultimately affect attendance, television viewership, or merchandise sales remains to be seen. What is already clear, however, is that public perception has become one of the league's biggest storylines. As emotions continue to run high, many fans are watching closely to see how the WNBA responds and whether it can preserve the momentum that has made this one of the most closely followed seasons in recent memory.
They believe that plays a role, that this white girl showing up on the WNBA scene, being supported the way that she is. You know, in an NBA deal, you just got did a collective bargaining agreement, and you're talking about salaries that could escalate to $200,000-$300,000. But Caitlin Clark make about $16 million because of her off the court endorsements and stuff like that. That you have a lot of people believing that's a strong source of resentment, and that is playing a role in what they're seeing transpire on the court with her. So do you still hold to maintain that position, comparing the Lisa Leslie, the Skylar Diggins, what they endured to what Caitlin Clark is doing, knowing that there are people that are questioning that?
I think that because we are women competing, particularly playing basketball, there are different level of societal expectations of how we should compete, meaning, you know, when we go out there and compete, we're going to be competitive. Someone's that it girl. Like if I'm playing against Asia Wilson, I'm going to try to show my best game and try to knock her down because I want to, like, that's the only way that you elevate your own, right? And so, like, I think there are these expectations of how we compete and how when the game is done that we carry that over. I'll tell you this. I was the first one when Caitlin dropped her blue, beautiful shoe. I was in the comments. I was like, hey, Caitlin, this is fire, because we understand, as you mentioned, the rising tide lifts all boats. When she brings eyeballs and brands and sponsorships to the WNBA. Everybody eats. I think every player is excited. And it's not just Caitlin, it's also Angel. When she walks in Fashion Week now, people are getting clothing brand deals. Like, just because we compete this way doesn't mean we conduct ourselves behind closed doors a different way.
The Wnba now finds itself at a pivotal moment, with every decision facing greater scrutiny than ever before. The league has benefited from unprecedented attention and a surge in fan interest, but that growth has also brought tougher questions about consistency, transparency, and how its biggest storylines are being managed. As those debates continue, maintaining public trust has become just as important as sustaining the momentum on the court. One thing is certain, the WNBA is at an important crossroads. The choices made in the weeks ahead could shape not only the public conversation, but also the league's relationship with its rapidly growing fan base. As expectations continue to rise, all eyes will remain on what happens next, making this one of the defining moments in the league's recent history.
Money gonna drop. All I'm saying is, when Michael Jordan was the man, the NBA made sure, all right, we can't be doing the Pistons. Y'all can't be doing it to him no more. Give me another star, LeBron. Right? They made this whole big thing about him going to different teams, all that. It's the king. Let's put that shit underneath the rug. So when you got a star player like that, I go even better. Quarterbacks in the NFL, they hurt Tom Brady's knee. Oh, from now on, no more. You can't tie the quarterback by their knees. That's dead, bro. If you don't take care of the young GOAT, what the hell is going to happen to the WNBA?
You don't have an 11-year, $77 billion contract. You are building the league. You just reached an incredible for collective bargaining.
The conversation surrounding this story is only getting bigger, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. If you think fans deserve open discussions about the biggest moments shaping the Wnba, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. Your support helps more basketball fans discover videos like this and join the conversation. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let everyone know where you stand on the debate. Do you believe the league has handled these controversies fairly, or do you think there are still important questions that need answers? I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you found this breakdown interesting, don't stop here. There's another story unfolding that has fans talking across the basketball world, with new reactions and developments that could add even more context to everything we've discussed today. Click the video on your screen now to see the next chapter in this ongoing WNBA storyline. You won't want to miss what's coming next.